What's going on, people? Welcome back to veve Investments. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing the most recent OUP portal drop that happened this past week, my thoughts and key takeaways from that. I've also made sure to toss up on screen topics to expect in future episodes. These are things that I'm thinking about. I haven't necessarily created the videos yet, but I want to provide as much transparency as I possibly can for you guys so you guys know what to expect. Now, to any veve YouTubers watching this, I understand you can do what you want with your channel, but there are some topics on screen that I haven't seen people discuss yet, so I'm really hoping you don't snag them from me, but fingers crossed on my end, I guess. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below any topics you might not see on screen that you do want me to discuss in future episodes. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, so first let's talk about their development roadmap. So I'm really glad that the team included this in the OUP portal. From my perspective, it's good to see that it looks like they're being very realistic with their timeframes here. I think the team has kind of, learned from their mistakes in the past, and you can clearly see that, a lot of things on screen right now still need a lot of work, 5 to 10% completion on a majority of these things. But the topics I want to specifically discuss in this video, guys, are going to be the ticketing system. We're going to talk about the drop waitlist system. We're going to talk about OMI staking. And we're going to talk about crypto and OMI to gem. So I'm not going to be covering everything, just my key takeaways, the things that I think are most important. And the first thing we're going to start with here is going to be the ticketing system and how they structured the bronze, silver, and golden tickets. So let's start off with the bronze ticket here. So the bronze ticket, guys, is going to be used for a collectible allocation or reservation, okay? You can submit as many as you possibly want. You can submit 30, 50, 100 for a drop. And the idea here is that it's going to help increase the chances of you being able to land that reservation. Simple numbers game, just like a raffle, right? The more raffle tickets you have, the higher likelihood that person will pick your ticket, therefore winning the raffle. Same exact concept with the bronze ticket. Submit as many as you want to increase the likelihood that your ticket will be chosen so that you can reserve that collectible on drop. Now, there's a few ways you can earn these bronze tickets. The first way is going to be by burning $1 US worth of OMI token. That's going to give you 1 bronze ticket. There's also going to be seasonal and yearly staking rewards. You can redeem burn reward points, which is actually something we're also going to discuss. I forgot to mention that earlier. But as you earn those burn reward points, you're going to be able to redeem them in exchange for bronze tickets. You can also earn them through one-time tier progression rewards. So as you rank up, again, another way for you to earn that bronze ticket. Now, all OMI 4 bronze tickets, okay, they're going to be taken out of the circulating supply. They're going to be tossed over into a reserve wallet where those tokens are later going to be burned. So that's obviously a very positive thing for anybody holding OMI tokens. As these tokens are taken out of the circulating supply, it's going to reduce that circulating supply, therefore increasing the value of the tokens we hold in our portfolio that we've already taken out of that supply. Now, these tickets are going to be non-refundable. So as soon as you spend them, you're not getting them back. You can put 30, 50, 100 into a drop. It will not guarantee you that drop. That's another point I need to add, actually, is you may submit these bronze tickets to help increase your chances of being able to reserve that collectible. It does not guarantee you that drop. So if you spend the 30, the 50, the 100 tickets and you don't get the allocation, you've lost those tickets. And then in addition to being non-refundable, they are transferable, meaning you can transfer a bronze ticket between accounts. Next up, we got the silver ticket. So silver tickets are going to be used to waive all buyer fees for a single transaction. This is going to include when you're using your tokens to purchase NFTs on the app, when you use your tokens to purchase tickets, and then also accessories. So shelving, furniture for your showroom, that type of stuff. Now you can acquire them through OUP staking. So locking your tokens away for a specified time period through one-time progression rewards, just like the bronze ticket. But you can also buy these tickets on the secondary market with OMI tokens. And that to me is very interesting. They're non-transferable, so you can't transfer them between accounts. They're non-refundable, and you have to use them during the season in which you acquire them. Meaning, if you don't spend them, you don't keep them, okay? So that's something you have to remember with silver tickets, is obviously you don't want to spend the money on a silver ticket, not end up using it and then just losing your money. So you have to use it in the same season, and a season is going to be a 3-month period or roughly 90-day period. And the last but not least, guys, we got the golden ticket. A percentage of each drop is going to be available exclusively for golden ticket holders. So if we have a drop at 2,000 editions, 250 of those might be reserved for golden ticket holders. Golden ticket holders are going to be guaranteed a collectible reservation, but I need to be very, very clear here. It does not guarantee you the drop. If the number of golden tickets submitted exceeds the amount of allocations available for golden tickets, then of course it's a simple numbers game. You still might not get the drop. But if the amount of golden tickets is under or less than the amount of allocations available for golden ticket holders, then of course you're guaranteed that collectible. So let's say you submit a golden ticket for a drop, but you don't get the allocation for that collectible, meaning it fails. That ticket comes right back to you so that you're guaranteed to still be able to use it for a reservation. That's my understanding of it. It does not guarantee you the drop. It guarantees you a reservation for a drop you get. Now, just like the other tickets, you're going to make your purchase with gems, not OMI tokens. And in this case, with the golden ticket, participants can only submit a single ticket. So unlike the bronze ticket where you can submit as many as you want to help increase your chances of getting that drop, you can only submit one golden ticket, which makes sense because only a certain percentage of that drop is reserved for golden ticket holders. You don't want somebody submitting 20, 50 golden tickets and taking up, a large percentage of the allocations. There's going to be several ways you can earn golden tickets. So through OUP staking, they're going to be awarded seasonally. They're going to be awarded as one-time progression rewards for staking tiers 3, 4, and 5. So staking tier 3 is going to be $10,000 worth of OMI. 4 is going to be $20,000, and then 5 is going to be $40,000 worth of OMI. Golden tickets are going to be awarded to all tiers as a yearly staking reward. So if you have tokens locked away for at least a year, that is going to be a way of earning a golden ticket. They can also be bought on the secondary market by all users using OMI tokens. They're non-transferable, they're non-refundable. So when they say non-refundable here, I'm assuming the money spent to acquire the ticket, because they do clearly state that if the allocation fails, you get the ticket back. So I hope I'm understanding that correctly. Just like the silver ticket, they have to be redeemed within the season they're required in. So you have about that 90-day time frame. And this is something I'm super excited for. You can redeem a plot of land in the Veveverse during staking season 5. So of course we haven't even hit staking season 1 yet. This is a little ways away. But the thing that I'm very happy about here is that it's clear that the team knows how they're going to use these tickets within the Veveverse, but also as us investors, knowing that these tickets are literally the ticket to land. That's obviously bullish news, and it's something that we can start preparing for now. Another point I want to talk about, guys, is going to be the drop waitlist. It's another thing I'm quite bullish on. I think they've set this up quite well. And the reason I'm very pleased with this drop waitlist system in particular is because the way that the team has set this up really does incentivize individuals to just keep burning OMI tokens, which, as I said before, only benefits us token holders. For those who don't know, users are going to be able to join a waitlist before the scheduled drop time. Collectors are then going to be randomly allocated a collectible reservation. And just as we discussed with the tickets, collectors can up their game and give themselves extra chances at securing that collectible through one of two ways. So the first way, that bronze ticket, you can submit as many as you possibly want to increase your chances of getting that reservation. It does not guarantee you the drop, and if you do not get the allocation for the collectible, you lose all those tickets. One bronze ticket is going to equate to one spot on the waitlist. Okay? Golden ticket submitted, you can only submit one. It guarantees you the reservation, but not the drop. If you don't get the allocation, you get the ticket back. And if you do get the allocation, it's often going to be more exclusive. But again, that's provided that there's enough allocations remaining and that there has not been more golden tickets submitted than allocations available. Next, let's talk about burn reward points. So again, a system like the burn reward points on screen right now is going to help incentivize and continue to take tokens out of the circulating supply. So you're going to accumulate burn points whenever you're burning OMI. There's going to be multiple ways of doing this in the future, and $1 is going to equate to 1 reward point. Now, the way you're going to keep track of these points is going to be with a burn reward meter. I'm assuming this is going to be on your account. Obviously, it won't be there now because they haven't implemented this yet. but that is going to be your metric or your way of tracking how many reward points you actually have. And then, as previously mentioned before, you can redeem those reward points in exchange for tickets to help you with the drop waitlist system. Now, any future functions added to the OUP that remove OMI from the circulating supply are also going to earn you burn reward points. So I'm assuming this applies to things like burning collectibles in the future. And there's going to be multiple ways that you can burn reward points. So the first way is going to be through OUP tickets, the bronze, the silver, and the gold that we just discussed. Second way is going to be when you use your tokens to purchase accessories for your showroom. Third way is when you use your tokens to purchase gems on the app. And then the fourth way is when you use your tokens to purchase NFTs. So having multiple ways to burn reward points means there's multiple incentives to burn tokens. And the reason a system like this is so bullish for someone like me is because as soon as they press that button and turn the system on, this will help continuously burn the token. And it really doesn't get better for people who have tokens in their portfolio, because this is basic supply and demand, people, right? As that supply just depletes more and more and more, and there's less tokens available, the tokens we hold in our portfolio become more and more valuable. All right, next let's talk about OMI to gems. So it's literally in the name. You're going to be swapping your OMI tokens for gems on the app. This is of course optional, but the reason the team is introducing this is because it provides users an additional way to get gems on the veve app while also burning OMI tokens. I'm sure you guys are starting to notice a pattern here. Burning tokens is a consistent topic in this OUP portal, and I absolutely love it. Now, the way this is going to work is with an OMI to gem pool. So this is initially going to be funded with a $1 million payment from the veve team, but it's primarily going to be funded from the transaction fee that you pay when you use your tokens to purchase gems on the app. This is going to be up to 2.8%. I'm not sure if that's going to be the total fee involved, or 2.8% of the fee is going to be taken and put into the pool. Not 100% sure there. I guess we'll have to see. And then it's going to be funded further through OUP seller fees. So 100% of the seller fees associated with the OMI utility program is going to go to the pool. Now, for the OG investors out there who remember the original buyback model, this is going to serve as a replacement for that buyback model, in that 100% of the tokens swapped in the OMI to gem pool are permanently removed from the circulating supply. And on top of all of this, guys, depending on the tier you fall in the OMI staking program, will determine the percentage discount that you earn when using your tokens to purchase gems. So for example, if you purchase 100 gems on the app using a credit card, you're going to pay the 100 plus the associated taxes. In this case, if you were to use your OMI tokens to purchase those gems, then the discount you qualify for, depending on the staking tier you fall under, will allow you to purchase those 100 gems at a cheaper total cost. In fact, one of the examples they actually have in the OUP portal shows you purchasing 100 gems and it only costing you $97 or $98. And that's because of the discount that you'll qualify for depending on how many OMI tokens you're staking. So this would be an incentive for somebody who perhaps has bigger pockets on the OMI side, because now they're going to be able to use their tokens to purchase those gems at a cheaper rate than what they would be able to do using their credit card. And while they do all of this, they're going to be burning tokens simultaneously, which of course, again, benefits us investors. Now, I'm going to make this point very, very short. We of course saw this coming, but we now know it is in writing that the decision has been made to remove buybacks from the ecosystem. They did this for regulatory compliance. It's been advised by veve's lawyers that if they were to continue down the buyback path, it would have prevented them from implementing certain systems or using the token in certain ways that they clearly have stated in this current OUP structure. This is to protect the platform, is to protect the users. But as we just discussed with the OMI to gem pool, that is their solution for the buyback model. It will not be happening. All right, and last but not least, guys, let's talk about staking. So there's a lot to discuss here, so I've broken it down into multiple parts. But for those who don't know, staking is locking your tokens away in exchange for some sort of reward. Now, in most cases, when you stake your tokens on some sort of, exchange or lending platform, what you're actually doing is you're lending your tokens to that platform. Or in other words, you're giving permission to that platform to lend your tokens out on your behalf. Your tokens are not safe, okay? Now, this is evident through, situations like a Sendex, where they cut their staking percentage in half. Then you also have companies like Voyager and Celsius, billion-dollar companies that claim bankruptcy. And essentially what ended up happening here is these are platforms that lended crypto out, but they ended up lending more crypto out than they could pay out. So their user base tried cashing out at a faster rate than they could actually pay their users back. And so what ended up happening is these billion-dollar corporations end up collapsing. Now in veve's case, the way they structured their OUP staking program, you're voluntarily holding your tokens, keeping in mind the tokens you've already taken out of circulation, in order to receive a range of in-app rewards, benefits, and perks based on your staking tier, okay? So you're not giving veve the permission to lend your tokens out. Now, the way this is gonna work is as soon as you commit to staking your tokens, you're gonna start at tier 1. Everyone's gonna start at tier 1. And as soon as you do so, the timer begins to unlock the next tier, and that's gonna be 15 days. So you have to wait at least 15 days in order to be able to stake more tokens and qualify for tier 2. And as soon as you become a tier 2 staking participant, it begins a 30-day timer to unlock tier 3. So I'm sure you guys are starting to see a pattern here. Users are also going to have the option of fast tracking to the tier of their choice. So if you do not want to wait for that unlock period, you do have the option of spending additional funds to fast track to the tier that you want to, but you're not going to receive any of the burn reward points associated with ranking up your tier. So let's break down quickly the different staking tiers. So as you guys can see, up at tier 1, you need to stake a minimum of $2,500 in order to qualify. There's going to be a 0-day unlock period, and of course, no fast track fee, considering the fact that everyone is going to start at this tier. Now, as soon as you begin staking your tokens in tier 1, that 15-day period to unlock tier 2 begins, okay? If you don't want to wait for that 15-day period, you do have the option of spending $500 to fast track straight to tier 2. But again, keep in mind, any of the burn reward points associated with ranking up, you are not going to earn. Now, when that 15-day time period has elapsed, you now have the option of adding additional tokens to your staking position. And in this case, you have to have a minimum of $5,000 worth of OMI tokens staked in order to qualify for tier 2. And this exact same process, guys, is going to carry down into tier 3, 4, and 5. If you're an individual who wants to qualify for tier 3, you're going to have to wait additional 30 days in order for that tier to be unlocked, or you can pay $1,000 to fast track straight to that tier, provided that you have at least $10,000 worth of OMI tokens to stake. So again, guys, I want to be very, very clear here. There are multiple options for you. The first option is you have the option of waiting for the timer to expire, where you can then add your tokens to your staking position. If you don't want to wait for that timer to expire, you have the option of paying the fast track fee to get straight to the tier of your choice, but you're not going to earn any of the burn reward points associated with leveling up. And then the third option is you can actually redeem burn reward points as a way of paying that fast track fee. So again, I mentioned earlier in the video that one burn reward point equates to $1 US. So in this case, let's say you want to fast track to tier 3, you need $1,000. You can also spend 1,000 burn reward points in order to qualify. So now let's talk about the staking schedule. So each staking season is going to consist of 3 months, after which a snapshot is going to be taken to determine the staking rewards that will be sent to each participant. In the final 10 days of each season, there's going to be what's called a grace period, and this is going to allow those who have staked their tokens to withdraw their staking position without any penalties. If you choose to withdraw your funds outside of this grace period, you're going to incur a 10% withdrawal fee, 100% of which is going to be sent to an in-app reserve wallet, where those funds are later going to be burned. Now, the OMI staking rates are going to be set at the start of each season, but once they're set, they remain fixed for the entirety of that season. They will not fluctuate regardless of market conditions. If the price of the token goes up or down, the rates set at the beginning of each season will remain the same until they're updated at the beginning of the following season. Now, of course, users have the option of unstaking their tokens. They're not locked away forever. So if and when you choose to withdraw your staking position, you are still going to qualify for the seasonal and yearly snapshot rewards, depending on the tier that you fell under when you had your tokens staked, but you're not going to be able to restake your tokens for a period of at least 30 days. So the first staking season is going to start on January 1st. That's going to go till March 31st, with that grace period being in the last 10 days of the season, March 20th to the 30th. In terms of all the other staking seasons, it's not too important right now. But just remember, the one season is going to equate to 3 months, or roughly that 90-day time period. And the snapshot that determines what rewards you qualify for is going to be taken on the last day of each season. Now, 24 hours before each season begins, the number of OMI tokens required to stake at each tier is going to be determined based on the OMI per dollar cost, or in other words, the price of the token at that given time. The OMI staking rates remain fixed for the entirety of the season. Like I said, they're going to be set at the beginning of the season. They're not going to change during, until they are updated at the beginning of the following season. And last thing to note here, staking participants that already have a tier position will not be affected by this seasonal staking rate change, but it will affect the amount of OMI required for them to progress tiers and fast track if they are not already in tier 5. So that was my previous point. Let's say you're in tier 5, the price of the token drops, you now drop into tier 4. You're now incentivized to go and purchase more OMI to stake at least enough tokens to qualify for tier 5, and therefore the rewards and benefits of that tier. Now, speaking of rewards, let's break down the seasonal rewards and yearly rewards. On the left-hand side, you're going to see the seasonal rewards you qualify for depending on the tier you fall in. If you fall under tier 1, you are going to receive 1 common collectible on a seasonal basis, as well as 20 bronze tickets and a silver ticket. And then if we go all the way down to tier 5, you're going to receive a common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and secret rare collectible on a seasonal basis. And on top of those collectibles, you're also going to receive 100 bronze tickets, 3 silver tickets, and 2 gold. Keeping in mind again, guys, that the silver and gold do expire within the season, so you have to spend those. If you don't use them, you'll lose them. Now, generally speaking, the chart works the exact same way for the yearly rewards, but one thing that I want to note here, guys, is that the tier for annual rewards is going to be measured at the season 4 snapshot, and any prior season tier that you fall in does not matter, meaning the tier that you fall under during that season 4 snapshot determines the yearly rewards you earn. Any of the tiers that you were in for previous seasons does not matter, provided that you've staked for all 4 seasons. That's the only way you're going to qualify for the yearly rewards. You have to stake your tokens for all 4 seasons, and then the rewards you earn are going to be determined by that season 4 snapshot. The season 1, 2, and 3 snapshot does not matter in this case. And then we have also mentioned the one-time progression bonuses. So every time you rank up or you move from one tier to the next, you are going to qualify for one-time rewards. So in this case, guys, when you move from tier 1 to tier 2, you are going to qualify immediately for 20 bronze tickets and a silver ticket. Now, if a participant is fast tracking and moves more than 1 staking tier at a time, they're going to receive the rewards for each tier they bypass. But again, you're not going to receive the burn reward points associated with leveling up. These rewards can only be received one time. If a participant unstakes their tokens at any point, they're not going to receive additional rewards for progressing through tiers that they have already unlocked by restaking. So if you fall under tier 3, you unstake your tokens and then choose to restake them 30 days later, you're not all of a sudden going to requalify for the rewards in tier 1 and tier 2. Alrighty, so we've talked about the development roadmap, we've talked about the ticketing system, we talked about the drop waitlist system, we've talked about burn reward points, we talked about OMI to gem, we talked about buybacks, and we talked about staking. What are my overall thoughts on this OUP article? Am I bullish or am I bearish? And this is what I have to say to this. I think a lot of people might have been disappointed by some of the timelines that they saw in the development roadmap. I think a lot of people expected a lot more to be happening right now with the token, as opposed to just receiving the OUP portal. I'm very pleased overall, and the reason why is because the team has provided a lot more transparency in terms of where they're going to be taking this. I'm sure you guys notice a consistent pattern or a consistent topic in this video, and that is burning OMI tokens. Do not misunderestimate how positive that is for the OMI token. I understand that people can make the argument, oh, it's not happening right now. Sure, I get it. But if you guys understand the amount of systems and the amount of tokens that these systems can actually burn, it's an extremely positive thing. And call me a moon boy, call me whatever you want in the comment section down below. But it's a simple numbers game. I think this OUP portal has done a very good job in providing a one-stop shop for pretty much all the information you're going to need around this right now. I understand there's still certain things that the team needs to work out, and there's also feedback that the community needs to provide to the team. But the bronze tickets that they're going to be implementing, the drop waitlist system, the burn reward points, All of these are incentives for the OMI token to continuously be taken out of the circulating supply. And for anyone who's gotten in early on this project, or anyone who continues to stack their OMI portfolio, these are all positive things. In terms of the timelines that were provided, guys, some, like I said before, might look at that as a negative thing and want things to happen sooner than later. I, however, look at it like this. First off, I understand that this team is paving the way and it takes time in order to do things like that. I'm also a younger individual, and I understand that if I do this right, I can set myself up for the rest of my entire life. So I have no issue waiting the extra year or two or whatever the timeline may be in order to make that happen. And right now I'm salivating at this opportunity because while, you know, a lot of people are focused on the fact that things aren't happening right now in the very moment, we just got an OUP portal that outlines exactly what the team plans on doing, right down to gold tickets being used for land in the veve-verse. And now us as investors have an even clearer vision in terms of how we can prepare for the future. There's a tremendous amount of work that goes into this stuff, and you can choose to hop on the train and be with them, or you can stand back at the station and wave to those that are on board. That's going to conclude episode 20, guys. We're already into 20 episodes on this channel. Time flies, geez. But if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below any topics you want me to discuss in future episodes. And as for our next episode, I'll catch you then.